There's anything my team could do to get me to like retire.
Part of the coolness of being a fan is to be there when they suck. So when they get to the mountaintop, you enjoy it that much more.
Do you think Howard Eskin will actually retire if they draft Bijan
No, I do
Probably not.
well, unless he's loaded in the walk. It sounds like something
Shock Jock Radio.
Sounds like something you say that's like a I'll retire, all that stuff.
He's 71 years old.
Well, no, he might retire.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe he's just looking for a reason.
He's like, I think they're going to take him.
Please draft him.
I'm out of here.
I am done. I am done.
What's up, Foo?
All right, that'll do it.
All right. Don't forget that What's Up, Foo is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It gives you the more, just the right more, for those everyday moments with great friends that call for more.
Mace,
Yes?
I have an idea that might get you your blue check mark.
Oh.
I'll tell you what it is coming up.
Mason, Ireland, 710.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 710 Los Angeles. Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Thursday afternoon.
I want it so bad.
Happy Thursday. Good afternoon, as some would say. By the way, before we start on the open, I'd like to just say credit to Johnny I, who's back from Memphis today with the Wally George knowledge during Super Crosstalk. I remember Wally George here locally on Channel 56, KDOC. As someone once said, Johnny I, that's good knowledge. Anyway, what's not good knowledge is Lakers drop Game 5 to the Grizzlies last night. That means the series heads back tomorrow night to Crypto.com for Game 6. Lakers, is it a must-win to close it out and not go 7? We're going to talk about it. Reacting all Thursday thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Plus, don't forget the NFL Draft is tonight. Shinato and Cappy will have you covered as the first round begins, and then at 7 p.m., thanks to our friends at your SoCal Hyundai dealers, we will bring you ESPN Radio's coverage of the NFL Draft tonight at 7 o'clock. Right now, though, let's get to it. Johnny I, welcome back. Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon.
3 o'clock crowd. By the way, you can watch the show on YouTube. Our live stream is presented by
Are we on YouTube today?
Yeah, we are.
Are we? Okay.
We're presented by LAFD. Go to join.lafd.org for more information. We are on YouTube. You can go to ESPN LA, our YouTube channel, and watch that. You can also watch the Blue Review. Is that up yet, Bergman?
It is up. I was not actually on it today.
What?
But
That's an outrage. Who was
Yates
on it?
was on it. Clinton Yates did it by himself, and he did a very good job.
All right,
he
I
talked
got
about the Dodgers.
I got a bone to pick
losing.
with Clinton Yates.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I love Clinton. He's a great guy.
Clinton,
He's
are you
part of the
listening?
Handsome Man Society.
He is
Community.
the handsome man community.
Yeah, he'll call in right now.
Yeah.
Yo, he will. He listens like a hawk.
Okay, so if he's listening, he can feel free to call in. But
Yeah.
you know how you were in a class as a kid, and the teacher would say, and you were all waiting to get out of school, and the teacher would say, "Does anyone have any questions?"
Oh, I know what this is.
And 99% of the class just sits there and says no. And somebody goes, "Yeah, I don't understand where you got the 2X."
Right.
And the teacher then spends 10 minutes explaining where they got to. So we had a staff meeting, Zoom meeting.
Oh, yeah.
A couple days ago.
Yeah.
That's right.
And one of our new bosses says, if you've been listening to the show, you know there's a lot of changes going around here. We're not very happy with them, but it is what it is. So we had a big Zoom meeting.
Yep.
And the person leading the Zoom meeting said, "Okay, that's all I have. Do any of you have any questions?" And I actually looked, and there were 47 people on the Zoom. And no one said a word except Clinton Yates. And he opened it up for some philosophical discussion, and the thing dragged on for another 10 minutes.
Oh, see
Isn't that the guy you always want to take out back and just slap around a little bit?
It's like
figuratively.
It
and
is
I'm not
like-
encouraging violence.
It is the need, I think, to be noticed.
Okay, speaking of the need to be noticed, you took me right where I want to go. You are very upset that most of us here at the station have been able to secure our blue check mark on Twitter, but you have not.
I have not. So you have one, Shadano has one, Kaplan has one, Sliwa has one, and they only have one left. Apparently, ESPN LA has 5 check marks. The last one is up for grabs.
Okay.
And I don't have it, which is ridiculous.
I may have a workaround.
And an outrage.
I may have a workaround for you.
Okay.
All right. This story from Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
All right. You know Elon Musk is now charging for blue check marks unless you're kind of famous.
Okay.
Then he just
I heard
kinda-
if you have 1 million followers or more, you get to keep your blue check
So
mark.
as of Saturday, LeBron James, Tom Brady, J.J. Watt, Steve Young, Klay Thompson, Francisco Lindor, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Denny Hamlin are among the athletes who have retained their blue check marks without paying. And that's your goal here, right? You don't want to pay. I'm not
gonna
paying.
pay.
I have my blue check
You
mark.
got
and
it.
I'm not
You
paying.
got it for free.
So Patrick Mahomes reached out directly to Elon Musk. And that's what I think we should do here. Are you prepared to write a tweet to Elon Musk? I'll just read you what Patrick Mahomes wrote.
Okay, yeah. Tell me what Patrick
At
wrote.
Elon Musk.
Yep.
Let me get my blue check back! Exclamation point. 3 emojis. And Elon gave it to him.
Gave it to him.
So, will you trust me to craft an email to or a tweet to Elon Musk in an attempt for you to get your blue check mark back for free?
Could this doom me? Could I wind
No.
up on Elon's bad list?
No, because the worst he could do is ignore you.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so just start this.
Okay.
At Elon Musk.
At Elon Musk, got it.
His ELONMUSK.
Yes.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Oh, no, I don't think
Stay
that's
with
a
me
good
here.
Line.
Yeah. I'm kind of a big deal.
Big deal.
Period. Not as big as Ron Burgundy, comma,
Not
but close.
as big as Ron Burgundy, but close.
So here we go for humor there.
Yeah,
all right.
go for humor.
I have my own radio show and host the Culture Pop podcast.
Well, can you say Mason Island on ESPN Los Angeles?
I can, but I'll let you worry about that. I'm trying to get his check mark back.
I have my
Right,
own
but like,
radio
would you get a
show.
better chance to get the blue check mark with Mason Island or Culture Pop Podcast?
Either one.
Should I say at ESPN Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Okay.
At Culture Pop.
Okay, are you ready for more? Because we only have a certain amount of characters here.
Yeah, correct. Culture Pop Podcast. Okay.
Can I please, in all caps?
Doesn't that seem desperate?
No.
All caps, no?
No, it's nice.
Okay.
Have my blue check mark back. Question mark. Send it.
Any emojis we want to throw?
Oh, yeah.
emojis
Let's put some emojis in there.
What emojis?
Put the one with the heart. Two hands make a heart.
No.
Just kidding, man.
How about 100? The keeping it 100 thing.
Keeping it 100.
Look at Laura. Laura Romo is laughing at us. She's
is.
mocking us. She doesn't think this will work. If this works, I want full credit.
I gotta find the 100. I'm not a big 100 user.
Well, any emoji that
The hands? The
emoji
praying
that would
hands?
be. Oh
Thank
yeah,
you
the praying hands like
Thank you
this.
hands?
Prayer hands?
Prayer hands. Put prayer hands up.
Okay, I'll go with prayer hands.
Now, do you want to just come out?
Maybe an eggplant?
No.
Is there an emoji for weed? He likes weed like you.
He does. I don't know if I've got a weed emoji. I've got the prayer hands.
What are you laughing at, Brianna?
You didn't hear Bergman?
No.
No.
Maybe
Just let it go.
eggplant?
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
No. Say it. We're doing it.
Already did. No, Mason
I
said
said
no
it
right
too.
away.
Can you say it on the air or no?
We already did.
What'd you
What
say?
was it?
We didn't hear it.
I don't want to bring more attention to it. You can say it on the air, but I don't want to bring any more
No,
attention.
bring it. It's too late. What did you say?
What is it?
An eggplant.
No, it's not an eggplant.
But that's not what we're going for
No,
here?
not at all. So right now I've got out of Elon Musk. I'm kind of a big deal. Not as big as Ron Burgundy. Should
But
I put
close.
I'm kind of a big deal in quotes?
No.
Because it's
He'll
a
know.
quote from a movie?
No,
Okay.
he'll know.
Not as big as Ron Burgundy, but close. I have my own radio show on ESPN Los Angeles and host the Culture Pop podcast. Can I please, all caps, have my blue check mark back? Question mark, prayer hands.
Send it. What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'm going to eliminate ESPN Los Angeles. I'm just
Because you
gonna
don't want
say
to get in
I'm-
trouble. Probably smart.
I don't want the station
Yeah.
to start retweeting and turning it into something it shouldn't be.
Well, no,
So-
but
isn't
plus,
that better?
plus you don't know if anybody at the station's going to get bent. Everybody
Correct.
gets offended. And
Well, there's nothing to be upset about.
what are you talking about? You get offended weekly.
You're offended all the time, Bergman.
You get offended when Michael does voices.
Well, okay,
Well,
let's
that-
not do
honestly,
that. That was
everybody's offended by that. Everybody whose voice he's doing is offended.
Oh, by the way, Greg.
Should I send it as is?
Yeah, send it. I think it's going
I
to work.
think you should put the ESPN Los Angeles on it.
Greg,
I didn't.
Greg, I need your help as
dare you.
as soon to be new de facto head person in charge in LA.
I am the assistant program
All right,
director.
but here, but you're gonna know what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
Do you know about the seating chart at Laker games?
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
I know for a fact that the minute Michael heard that Amanda is leaving, he's lobbying for the aisle seat.
That's where Michael Funches sits.
Correct. You have to keep Funches in that seat.
I will keep Funches in
Because
that seat.
Michael, even though he won't admit it, Michael Thompson, if he sits in that seat, he will take his headphones off and have 50 conversations with fans during the game, and I'll lose him.
Right.
I mean, you've already kind of lost him.
He's only to Chips.
Yes.
But if I would lose him to Chips and fans. Can you promise me you'll at least attempt to protect the
Yes.
integrity of the
yes,
seating
I will
chart?
tell Michael Funches you have
Michael
to
will be
stay
here
there.
tomorrow. We can bring it up with him when he comes in tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right,
He does
so
not get the aisle seat.
hit the Seinfeld thing because this is somewhat serious, but, we work in sports. Weird story about a reporter that no longer works at ESPN, a woman named Marley Rivera, who we've had on this show.
Sure.
And is, for my money, very good at her job.
Yeah, very good.
I think she'll
good
probably.
baseball person.
Yeah, I think she'll. And she's bilingual. Mm-hmm. But she has been fired, according to the New York Post,
Right.
because she got into an argument with another reporter, and she used a word you're not allowed. I mean, that's very inappropriate to use. Basically, she used the "see you next Tuesday" word.
Right.
All four of us have said we don't mind cursing. It's not always appropriate, but that word, for whatever reason, sets people off.
Oh, I mean, I would never use that word.
I have a friend that this was 30 years ago, but he was on a trip with 5 other couples, and he used that word, and all the other couples left the trip.
Oh, well, honestly, that word is like that's like a nuclear weapon.
All right, so
don't use that word.
Here's my question. If she had chosen she still gets in the argument with the other reporter, but chosen a less offensive word.
Like she had said, you're an a-hole.
Right. Would she still have her gig? I think so. I think for whatever reason, that word is
well, for good reason.
Nuclear.
For good reason, that word is nuclear.
Yeah. Greg, what do you think?
You can't do that.
Right, but I'm saying if
word.
she would have used a different word, still a swear word,
So, like,
but
if you
not
use, like,
that
the
word.
F word, Jim,
Yeah.
sure, you probably are still here.
You could get away with an apology and maybe a short suspension.
Yeah, but not that word. No, that was too far.
Yeah, that word is just. I mean,
and-
aside from the Brits who use it all the
All
time.
the time.
Do they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's a very common pejorative term in England.
Wow. I'm glad I don't live in England.
But I mean, here that word is not. You just don't use it
And
under any circumstances.
Well, and there's a couple things that factor into this, too. The biggest thing is she did it in an open media scrum, and another camera got it on tape.
Oh, that's even worse.
She couldn't say I was misquoted, I was misunderstood. I mean, it's on tape. And the other thing is, as we're learning, unfortunately, ESPN and Disney are in a massive cost-cutting mode.
Yep.
And so they had to make a bunch of changes anyway. And so if you do it at a time when your company has to fire 7,000 people, according to our CEO, then you kind of make it easy on them, don't you? If you use that word?
Well, sure.
And I like to be forgiving and give people second chances. This is a weird one.
Well,
This
that
a weird
word
one.
is
I don't know if anyone survives that.
No, I don't think you survived that word.
I've never heard that word in a working context. Like
in a working context, no.
Right, which is why I think it's so weird. I mean, it's like I've heard people use that word, and I'm very uncomfortable around it. But when she did it, and it got on tape, and it did it in a public forum, and did it for a company that was already cutting people, it was like the perfect storm.
Yeah.
And it kind of.
Well, I think the takeaway is don't use that word.
Okay. But hit the Seinfeld thing again. I got one more for you.
Okay.
Or don't we get a break, don't we?
Yeah,
I'll
we
do
got a
this,
break.
I'll do this coming back. Did you see the instructions on the rally towels that the Lakers gave out at the last home game?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you about it coming up next.
Mason, Ireland, 7.
Baby, I Need Your Lovin', Summer Rain, and more. For ticket information, visit commercecasino.com. Must be 21. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Listen to Mason in Ireland more at 1 p.m.
And it is Mason in Ireland, your Thursday. You know, Johnny I might have to hit the road if the Lakers don't win on Friday night. He might have to pack for like a week without knowing where he's going. Luckily, Steve Mason always has great packing tips.
What do? Do you just like ball up a series of suits? And do you probably have like that thing where you put them in a plastic bag and then you suck all the air out of the bag?
Just a traveling tip, kids. You know, those bags that you use to vacuum, they're useful sometimes to pack other stuff that, you know, can slide underneath other stuff in a suitcase. Anyway, more of Mason in Ireland. Your Thursday on 710.
You know what I always say about Chris Morales?
I'm scared to ask.
Gutless.
All right.
He's gutless.
Michael Thompson has responded to my plea to Greg that he does not get to sit on the rail.
Okay.
Here's what he writes. Traitor. With 5 mad, angry faces.
Ooh,
you are worse than Amanda. Bergman is, I don't even know what this means. Bergman is such a metro to go along with that.
You are such a metro.
What is a metro?
You're a total metro.
I don't know what a metro is.
He says, I like the rail because there's more legroom.
Okay, so let's play this game.
You are the traitor in all this,
He did
John.
not mean to write metro. It auto-corrected. What did he actually mean?
You are such a... It has to start with M,
Has to
right?
start with an M.
I don't know.
Maestro. You're a...
Oh, you don't know. You don't have a guess.
No, I'm trying to guess.
All right, well, Michael will be in tomorrow. He will have game of games. So, Greg, here's what we'll do. Michael will plead
Meister. No.
Michael will plead his case. I will plead my case. And the three of you can serve as the 3-person jury.
Narco. You're such a narco.
Okay.
I'm not a narc because John was the narc.
Yeah,
John
I was the narc.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't have even thought about it, by the way.
Michael
he could have just done it, and I would have never known.
Michael and I will each state our case tomorrow, and the 3 of you decide.
All right.
Okay?
Should Michael Funches have a say in this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
but
Michael
but that gives us we need an odd number of judges. You know what I mean?
Yes, so it's not
So
equal.
we'll get a 5th
Well,
person
no, like
in.
Michael Funches should give his side.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if he's here, he can do it.
By the way, what are we even worried about tomorrow? I've guaranteed that the Lakers win Game 6.
Okay. Now, apparently, some people are up in arms
over
that the Lakers put instructions on the rally towel.
Instructions
that they get. Here are the instructions. So they put these yellow towels. I'm assuming they may do it again tomorrow night, but they did it for Game 2,
right?
Or what would have been Game 4.
Yep.
So it's a Lakers playoff rally towel, purple and gold. It's a gold towel with purple lettering.
Sure.
And it says on the bottom, instructions. 1, grab towel by corner with one hand.
Okay.
2,
Got it.
wave towel clockwise or counterclockwise.
Oh, so you've got an option.
Your choice.
Nice.
Oh, I got a choice. Nice.
Yeah.
3, repeat.
Oh, right. Wave, repeat.
And it ends
either way. Just remember,
you could actually reverse it back and forth.
Yes, it ends with a note.
Mm-hmm.
Note, use caution if also chewing gum. Now.
Wait, why?
Why?
Well, they don't want you to, whack the gum out of somebody. So you might
like
swallow your gum.
It's like
I think they were going. I think they were going for the funny here.
Oh, of course they were going.
Or do you think legal got a hold of it? Like a year ago, somebody at Crypto sued at a rally towel incident, and the lawyers got involved.
No, I think
they're just going for the funny.
I think they're going for the joke.
Yeah,
I think.
But like the gum
Most
thing,
people know how to operate a rally towel. Now you shouldn't. You got to be at least 16 to operate a rally towel.
But I mean, at the same time,
it's like driving.
The whole thing with the gum is it's hard to walk and chew gum at the same time.
Oh, it's hard to wave a rally towel and chew gum at the same
time.
That's exactly what they're going for. Yes. Exactly what they're going for.
I still want to know what metro means.
Metro. You're so metro.
Well, Michael will be here to plead his case.
Meat.
Tomorrow. Any response from Elon Musk yet?
Let me just check. Elon Musk. I follow Elon Musk, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably DM him if I wanted.
No, he has to follow you in order for you to DM him.
Oh, I'm sure a guy like that, his DMs are open. My DMs are. Are your DMs not open?
They're not. I don't. You know what? I don't even know if they are. They might be. I get a lot of DMs.
Yeah, I get. So yeah, but you also have a lot of follow. No, but you have to follow them in order to get to DM, which means I think your DMs are probably open.
Probably. I don't know.
Bergman, are your DMs open? I get
always
people,
open.
I get so many people sliding into my DMs. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Greg, did you see I found you a girl?
Oh, I saw that you did something. I don't know exactly what it was.
Okay,
but...
so here it is. This, and I'm not making this up. This is an actual story. I think, Greg, it always helps if you can find a woman of God.
Sure.
A girl that has a little religion in her heart.
Spiritual. I think that's
I mean, I don't need that. I'm not a spiritual person.
Okay,
You're not
but
a spiritual
so that's why it might
spiritual, sure, but
it
not
might help
religious.
You. All right, so this from the Toronto Sun. All right. They say God works in mysterious ways, but for former Catholic school teacher Courtney Tillia, it went further. She claims the Almighty told her to become a porn star. Quote. Exactly. Before I left teaching, I felt super disconnected from myself and also from God. I didn't know what my life's purpose was or how I was meant to help others. When I started connecting to myself and to God in a different way than what had been taught in church, I kept hearing and feeling the nudge to help liberate women from their sexual shame. That part of me felt like their sexual choices and expression were wrong and immoral. I even felt wronged by the association in that moment. But that didn't feel like God telling me to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, she believes that the Lord has told her to stop teaching
Yeah.
and become an adult entertainer.
Okay.
And who are we to discourage her from following the Lord? And Greg, I think it would be supportive if you went out with her. What do you think?
I mean, they're welcome to do whatever they want with their body and do whatever they want. That's totally fine. It's their choice.
Here's more.
Can I make an admission?
Here's more. God's message has been abundantly clear. I'm here to be a porn star. This is my way of serving.
Mm-hmm.
Since quitting her teaching job, she makes between $20,000 and $100,000 a month, and she only has 18,000 OnlyFans subscribers. So
18,000 is a lot, depending
people
on what
paying
she
top
charges.
dollar.
I wonder what she
It's
charges.
a very lucrative business.
Let's say she even charges $10 a month. That's $180,000 a month, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, I guess that goes into
$5 a month is $90,000 a month.
I would not say anything negative about somebody that has an OnlyFans or has
No, of
an
course
adult
not.
entertainer.
Of course not.
So no, I don't. I
And
don't
by
have
the
an issue with
way,
that.
I think
If anyone knows Courtney Tillia,
I'll
slide
make an
into
admission.
Greg's DMs if you know what I mean.
I will make an admission. I have dated someone in the adult industry.
No.
Was it weird or was it?
It was. A
How
little
long
bit
did it
weird.
last?
A couple of years, but then it was
Really?
just- yeah.
How'd you meet
And
her?
Now, when
How'd you meet her?
started-
Pornhub?
Wait a minute. When you started meeting her,
The Pornhub
say
dating
Pornhub?
Greg,
function?
when you
Is there
met
a
her,
dating
was
site on there?
she already in the industry when you met her?
Yes.
Okay, so you went into it with your eyes wide open.
Eyes wide
Had
open.
you
and
watched-
it was and
what
for a
you-
while.
had you watched
no,
movies?
I had not watched movies. No.
Look her up.
I found out about it later, and then I was like, you know what? Fine. Like this is what your job
It's
is. What you
it's funny.
do.
It's a little bit getting a trailer for a movie. So you could
I wonder-
watch her, and then that's like the trailer for the movie.
I kind of have an idea of what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, didn't that bother you that she was?
So no, it didn't bother me. Eventually, it did though, and to the point where for a while I was able to compartmentalize it and get away from it, and then I was like, you know what? I can't.
Right. You never saw her work,
No.
even after you
No,
stopped
no,
dating.
God, no. Even after. No. Why would I after I'm dating?
Hey, what are you up to? You know,
What are you up to?
Well, that's a dangerous conversation, isn't
Just
it?
Google
No,
Dan
no.
Wynn says that we're all morons. He was trying to say Greg is a moron.
Oh, a moron!
Metro. How do you get Metro
Bergman
from moron?
is such a moron to go along with that. Yeah, that could be.
I mean, it
that
sounds
could
like
be.
something he would say.
Yeah. All right, we'll find out tomorrow when he gets in.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. All right, coming up next for you, John, a couple of questions. First of all, is there a difference between a bartender and a mixologist? And there's a new dating trend called being zombied. Do you know what that is?
Is it like slipping a Mickey into somebody's drink?
Not exactly. I will tell you next. Mason in Ireland, 710.
Today, but I want to tell everyone about Cinco de Mayo. What we're doing on Cinco de Mayo. Going to be a party in North Orange County. The new Salitas, right there in Anaheim, right in front of Angel Stadium. Used to be the old Hooters restaurant. Our competition. Steve Hartman, your buddy, used to do a lot of remotes over there at that Hooters in Anaheim.
Steve Hartman.
Off the 57 and Catella Avenue. We're going to be there, though. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for Cinco de Mayo. Get ready to press the flesh with everybody from the 710 crew. Located at Catella Avenue, right near Angel Stadium. We're going to have Angels tickets.
Yes.
We're going to have a special pair of Mandy's tickets to give away that day. Gift cards and more.
Nice.
So come on out. Cinco de Mayo. Put that on your calendar
We're all
right now.
going to be there, right?
That's the 5th of May, mate.
Yes,
Cinco de
I know.
Mayo. The 5th
No,
of May.
actually.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist April Ross. Many people think of athletes as heroes. They look up to them for inspiration and to see the possibilities of what they can do. But if I'm a hero, who is my hero? To me, my heroes are the firefighters who protect our cities and homes. My fiancé is a firefighter, so I deeply respect and admire what he and his colleagues do and accomplish every day on the job. Los Angeles needs more heroes like him. Do you think you have what it takes? To learn more, go to joinlafd.org. Be a hero to your community. I look forward to being able to cheer you on along the way.
At ESPN, don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Potty, oh, potty. Is that what Morales says?
Something like that.
Potty, oh, potty.
So we are having a potty, oh, potty next Friday in the OC on Cinco de Mayo. We are taking over Solita Tacos and Margaritas in Anaheim for Cinco de Mayo and a big fiesta. We are giving away Angels tickets, Solita gift cards, and this is the big one. Wait for it. Mandy Awards tickets. These are, they're sold out. It's going to be hard to get. This is one way to get in. You can join Travis and Slee, me and maybe Ireland, Kaplan and maybe Shadano, and the entire 710 crew maybe at Anaheim's hottest new restaurant, Solita Tacos and Margaritas. Light the fire within and feed your soul. So I came across this phenomenon. By the way, the Lakers lose last night in Game 5 in Memphis. Tomorrow night is Game 6, and I've already made it very, very clear. As Charles Barkley would say, tomorrow night, guaranteed, Lakers advance to the second round.
I hope you're right. For many, many reasons, one of them being I don't want to go back to Memphis.
So there's this new phenomenon called zombie dating. Okay, now Bergman, you may understand this a little bit. We're not in the dating scene.
Okay.
A zombie, when it comes to dating, is somebody who you had a connection with a long time ago. Like maybe you met on a dating app and you talked a little bit, and maybe you met once, and then somebody ghosted somebody.
Like back from the dead?
And somebody comes back from the dead and all of a sudden pops up that you dated a long time ago or that you texted with a long time ago out of nowhere. Has that happened to you?
Yes. Okay, so I was dating somebody for a little bit, and it was a very short time in the summer, probably 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. And I was dating somebody else at the same time, but we had broken up, and then I met her, and we started dating, and I went back to the earlier girlfriend.
Right. Oh, okay.
So we ended up ending it with the one in the middle there. And so years later, probably about 2-3 years ago, I saw her on a dating app, and I just thought, hey, you know what? That was pretty fun when I met you before. So I texted her, and I was just like, hey, totally random, haven't talked to you in a while, but I saw you on a dating app. So if you're interested, I'd love to get a drink.
I like it.
So you were the zombie.
Strong offensive play there.
Yeah, I went into it. So I went to her, and
what happened?
We went
Did
out
you
on
have the drink?
probably 3-4 dates, and then it ended.
It's almost like if you connect on a dating app, and then somebody ghosts somebody, and then they zombie you. It's almost like, yeah, I couldn't find anything better, so I'm circling back to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes you just have a good there was circumstances that stopped me from dating her at the time. So I felt like it was okay.
So the zombie dating thing is a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I teased something else. Do you remember what it was? It was good. I know it was good.
Well,
I teased something really
while
good.
While you're trying to figure that out, Greg, tweet about the last segment.
Oh, boy. I probably shouldn't have made that omission.
Bergman is from the Valley. Running into and dating a porn star is not surprising.
True.
It's true.
Yep, the Valley is kind of the home.
Don't worry, she's not some big name. You can't go look her up, so stop it.
John, you were a
People asking for
bartender,
names.
right?
I was. That's what you teach.
Yeah, that's right. Bergman, were you ever a bartender?
I was a bartender
You
for
were.
6 months.
Okay. Now, you were a bartender. Did you ever consider yourself to be a mixologist?
No. I think that's more of a modern thing. That
is that a thing?
I don't know. That term didn't come along until more recently.
No, I didn't myself, but one of my best friends that I was bartending with, he created a mixology company.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Black Lab. So I went to a restaurant. Actually, went to a restaurant last night and had a drink while I was watching the end of the Lakers game. I had this drink called a Cricket. I'm glad you asked. So it was tequila with a little bit of creme de menthe to make it minty.
Okay.
And then it had one of those big square ice cubes in it, just like the single big square
block,
that they do famous. And it had a little cricket on top.
An actual cricket?
Had an actual cricket on top.
Chocolate cricket? Or just
no,
an actual cricket?
just an actual cricket.
That's weird.
And when I asked for the bartender to come over, the waitress said, he's a mixologist.
She corrected you.
She corrected me and said, he's a mixologist. Now, is that just snooty, or do you think that's
a little bit?
If you're making drinks with crickets on top, doesn't that kind of make you a mixologist?
All right. Yeah. And by the way, any bartender who insists on being called a mixologist
is kind of a douche.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where that guy wouldn't answer unless you called him maestro.
Right.
You know, is that idiot?
Mixologist.
Bergman, do you remember that episode?
Yes, I do remember.
I don't remember that. I had this conversation while you were gone,
maestro.
John. Everybody remembers every episode of Seinfeld. I could not tell you any I mean, I remember a few, but when you tell stories out of Seinfeld, I just kind of go along and like, oh, yeah, that one.
Do you remember The Wager?
I do remember The Wager.
The name of that episode is called The Contest.
The Wager was written by a friend of ours named Peter Melman.
Yeah. Melman used to tell me, I used to play basketball with Melman. He's a great guy.
Yeah, Melman's been on my podcast a few times. He
told me once that the key to a good episode on Seinfeld was strong Elaine. He said if you got Julia Louis-Dreyfus heavily involved in the episode, almost every time it would hit.
Yeah.
He said they were all super talented, but Elaine to Peter was one of the keys because you kind of knew what you were going to get from the other guys. Elaine, you could take left turns, left, right, and sideways.
My favorite thing with Elaine is the push.
Yeah.
Get out! Get out! Now that I remember. But people will reference, oh, this happened. It's like what happened on Friends. It's like what happened on Saved by the Bell. It's like what happened on Seinfeld. I watched all this shit. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened. I don't go deep in those episodes and
I
remember
still
all that stuff.
every night on KCOP on Channel 13. They run episodes of Seinfeld at 10 and 10:30.
Yep.
So if I'm trying to go to sleep, I'll always throw those on.
Well, it would knock me to sleep because I don't go back and watch old shows.
Really?
Like I don't go back and watch Seinfeld.
Okay, so I'll give you an old show that I swear if you go back and watch, you'll laugh every night.
Yeah.
Okay. It's either on Hulu or Peacock. I'm going to have to look it up. Go back and watch old 30 Rocks. They are so funny, and I guarantee you'll hear
30 Rock kind of plays.
You'll hear 4 or 5 jokes that you didn't catch the first time because the whole philosophy of that show was, let's put 1,000 jokes in an episode, and people will miss most of them. Same thing with Arrested Development. There's like so many jokes that you go back and watch again, and you'll be ridiculously rewarded because you didn't catch them the first time.
Oh, I got this very nice tweet. I tweeted Elon Musk a while ago. At John's advice, asking to have a blue check mark.
Yeah, and you started it with, I'm kind of a big deal.
Nick Gare writes, nobody gives an F about who you are, sir. Relax.
Straight up. You gotta love Twitter, man.
Yeah, Twitter. You know you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about tomorrow night, Ireland? Well, tomorrow night, Lakers. It is given the fact that the Grizzlies, including last night, have won 14 of their last 16 games at home, are the best home team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I said you can't say tomorrow night's a must-win, but it is a you better win.
My high school basketball coach used to have a saying that I will steal to answer this question from you.
Yep.
I am optimistically pessimistic. Meaning.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Meaning, I think we're going to win, but I am preparing for everything. And if we lose, I'm not throwing up a white flag. Then I think your mentality becomes go down to Memphis and beat them.
You know what I say? Tomorrow night, guaranteed.
Tomorrow
guaranteed.
Every time Barkley does that, he ends up being wrong. That particular guarantee was the Kings will beat the Warriors in Game 5.
You win some, you lose some.
Exactly. We can't afford to be losing anything tomorrow.
I am 100% right 50% of the time.
That's not good.
No, that's...
You're going right back to Ron Burgundy.
What do you mean?
It works 60% of the time. It works 100% of the time, or whatever it is.
Yeah, but I did it different than Ron Burgundy. I said I'm 100% right 50% of the time, which is true.
Okay.
Is anybody going to... Did I ask this already?
Guaranteed.
The draft starts in an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, my God. I've got to get home right after the show. I want to see
Are we
Bryce
doing
Young
some
drafted.
draft extravaganza in Sedano and Cap, or are we not?
We're doing. I happen to know the answer to this question. So Sedano and Cap will be following the draft very closely, but we'll be doing their regular show until 7 o'clock. Then, after 7 o'clock, we will carry the rest of the draft live, first round here on 710 ESPN. Then tomorrow, we will carry rounds 2 and 3 of the draft on our sister station, AM 1150.
That was very well done and very true.
I paid attention to the promo I heard today.
Nice job.
Yeah. Got to try one of them drinks with a cricket on top.
Yeah, I have no interest in putting a cricket in my drink.
It is odd. It is odd. All right, it is Game of Games time. I've done a very interesting game. Hey, George Sedano. I've done a very interesting game today.
Somebody just tweeted, Steve is affiliated with ESPN Los Angeles like Ireland. He should get his check mark back, Elon.
Thank you, Elon.
So we'll see if that
I've always
works.
been a big Elon fan. So, don't me.
Don't look behind these curtains.
Don't me. Don't you?
Are you really
me.
an Elon fan?
For the purposes of getting my blue check mark, absolutely.
Yeah,
if he
priorities, George.
Yeah. If he gives me my check mark back, I am a very big fan.
Okay,
very big fan. So I prepared today's game of games under the mistaken conception that the Kentucky Derby is Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
next week.
It's next week. Yeah. So this game is related to the Kentucky Derby. It's like the preview from 8 days out.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
It's too bad Cappy's not playing. He'd clean house in this.
Oh, this is his game.
Yeah.
Exactly. We will do Game of Games coming up next. Shadano's going to play with us. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, we're getting ready for the Kentucky Derby. It's a week from Saturday. Week from Saturday.
In 10 days.
Yeah, in 10 days. We're ahead of the curve. I have got 10 horse names.
Okay.
They're either real winners of the Kentucky Derby.
Or you made them up.
Or I made them up.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't actually have to do with this year's Derby field. Cappy probably wouldn't have had any advantage here.
Well, you'd know the real horses.
He would say he had an advantage.
Some of these horses are from like 1876.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good to know.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Autopilot. Autopilot. Is that a real Derby winner, or did I make it up, Giordano?
I'm going to say you made it up.
Made it up. Ireland.
I'm with George. You made it up.
Made it up. Bergman.
I'm going to go the other way and say it's real.
Yeah, it's real.
Real. Nope, you should have gone fake. I totally did make that up.
Okay.
Giordano won, Ireland won.
Got to go with your gut.
By the way, here's the thing. Do the score, because I think Ireland can tie for the lead with this win.
He can. Ireland absolutely can. Actually, 3 of us can. Actually, all of us can. Whoever wins is tied you.
Okay, so someone's going to tie you.
Everybody
by
has
the end of
3.
this game.
And tomorrow's your game, which means
Tomorrow is Michael's game.
All 4 of us have 3.
Which means
on your heels, Mace.
Sedano 3, Bergman 3, Ireland 3, Jorge 3.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
You're the
Oh,
Clippers.
this is huge.
You're the Clippers
You're
of
the
Game of
Clippers.
Games.
I'm the
George, if
Clippers
you
of
win-
Game of Games.
Sedano, if you win, you have to play tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, Debbie's Dream. Is that a real horse, or did I make it up? Ireland.
Made it up.
Made it up. Bergman.
Real.
Real. Jorge.
Made it up.
Made it up. Giordano.
Real.
I did totally make that up.
Yeah.
So that's me and Greg got it?
I did.
No,
Ireland.
You
Jorge
and
got it.
Jorge got it. Okay.
Ireland's got it.
I don't have any.
Number 3, Meister Brian. Meister Brian. Is that real, or did I make it up, Bergman?
You made it up.
That's a made-up one. Jorge.
That's real.
Real. Giordano.
Real.
Real. Ireland.
Made it up.
Made it up, and Ireland is undefeated.
Greg, you
I
got that,
one.
right?
I did get that
Okay.
one. I have one.
Okay. Number 4.
All right.
Joe Cotton. Joe Cotton. Is that real, or did I make it up? Jorge.
Real.
Says real. Giordano.
Real.
Real, says Ireland.
Fake.
Fake, says Bergman.
No, I was Ireland that said fake, but I'll say fake too.
It is real.
There we go.
There
Back
was
at
a
it.
horse.
So
You were doing what
Sonato
I
and
was
Jorge
doing.
both got that one?
You
Yeah.
might
thought he was gonna
remember
go all
that
fake.
horse from 1885.
So
Okay.
we're 1 behind Ireland, right?
Yes.
It's well, you and Jorge are 1 behind me. Greg's 2 behind me.
Oh, okay.
Number 5, Vagrant. Vagrant. Is that real, or did I make it up, Giordano?
I'm going to say real.
Real. Ireland.
Real.
Real. Bergman.
Made it up.
Made it up. Jorge.
You made it up.
That is absolutely real. Boom. Michael Thompson will remember this horse. He won in 1876.
All right, so Ireland's
How many
got,
are left? I only have a 1-point lead over
Yeah.
Sonato.
There are 5 left.
Okay.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Plenty left.
Number 6, Manuel. Manuel. Is that real, or did I make it up? Ireland.
Made it up.
Made it up. Bergman.
Made it up.
Made it up. Jorge.
Man, that's my primo, man. Made it up.
Made it up. Giordano.
Made it up.
You guys are all wrong.
Opposite of you.
1899. The horse was Manuel. All right.
Damn it.
Number 7.
I was riding my lap.
Exterminator. Exterminator. Bergman, is that real, or did I make it up?
Made it up.
Made it up. Jorge.
That's real.
Real. Giordano.
Real.
Real. And Ireland.
If it's not real, it'd be a great name for a horse. I'm going to go real.
It is 100% real. Yeah, that horse won in 1918.
I got
We're
it.
getting
I
a
got
little
it.
bit more
Yeah,
contemporary.
more contemporary. We're
All right.
almost there. We're about
How many
100 years
how many
out.
are left?
There are 3 left.
Bergman, you're out.
Wow, that didn't take very long. Did it?
No, Bergman's
Chat fight
done.
time.
All right, I'm still 1 behind.
Yes.
Damn it.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Kauai King. Kauai King. Is that real, or did I make it up? Jorge.
That's made up.
Made up. Giordano.
I'm going to say made up.
Made up. Ireland.
I think you read a story about Kawhi Leonard and made it up.
100% real horse.
Dang it.
It's not spelled like Kauai. It's spelled like Kauai.
Yeah, like the island.
in
The
Hawaii.
island.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
2 left.
Yes, 2 left.
Okay.
Number 9. Ireland.
Y'all
you have
go
to
first on these last 2, unless George catches me.
Bugaboo. Bugaboo. Is that real, or did I make it up? Ireland.
Real.
Real. Jorge.
Made up.
Made up. Giordano.
Real.
No, Shadano, there was your opportunity.
Okay, but it made Jorge. Now Jorge's only one back.
We're all now.
I have 5,
and he and I are one back.
Yeah, you guys each have 4. All right, so I have to go first for this last one.
Yes.
Do you have a tiebreaker?
I do.
3 shots
Okay.
at this.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Royal and gracious. Royal and gracious. Is that real or did I make it up? Ireland.
Real.
Real. The other guys?
Well, not real. Yeah.
Not real.
Both going
not
fake.
Real.
It's real.
And you know what, guys? It is totally fake.
Oh, no! Okay.
Royal and
So-
gracious.
Let's go.
Okay, so this will decide it.
Wow, we got to write something.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get a pen.
Yeah, get something to write on. You got something to
Yeah, give Sedano your pen.
Okay, here. Here's a
Yeah, just give me that. Give me some paper.
Here.
I got it. I got it.
Jorge, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The Kentucky Derby is 1 1/4 miles. How many inches is that?
Holy schmoly.
How many inches is 1 1/4 miles? Write down your best guess.
How many inches is 1 1/4 miles? I have absolutely no idea even what to guess. I'm going to say, all right, so 12 inches in a foot.
I mean, how long are we
Doing
going to do
math
this?
in your head.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do.
I mean, I
Okay,
already wrote
write down
down
a number.
all right,
I
I'm
already
going to
wrote
write
something down.
Okay, I'm going to
All right.
write down.
John goes first as he's been in the lead the longest.
Okay,
Okay. Ireland, what'd you write down?
222,000.
222,000. Shadano?
60,000.
60,000.
65,000.
I would say it was probably about 72,000.
Okay, now I'm going to need a calculator to figure
I can
this
do
out.
it. Well, it's
It's gonna be
5,280
between me and
feet.
Jorge?
Yeah,
5,280 feet
It's-
times 12.
It's between Ireland and Jorge.
Oh, really?
It's 105,600. So who's closer?
Jorge.
Jorge.
By a mile.
He went
Yeah,
over.
by a long
Oh,
way.
by a mile.
Well,
Okay.
even if it
No,
went
even
over,
by
you would
not
still
going
be
over. It's
closer.
Briones. Yeah.
There it is.
All right.
All right, so Jorge, you're tied with Mace
It's
for
all
tomorrow.
you tomorrow.
And
Oh,
yeah,
back
I
to
could,
back.
Nice
yeah,
job, Jorge.
I could tie you guys for a 3-way finish, or one of you guys could
And
win,
so-
or
and so can
Bergman
I.
could tie. Oh, it's wide open tomorrow.
And don't you feel like
Oh,
we
I'm going to play then tomorrow too because I'm also.
yeah,
ready.
you can
you
get
can
a,
too.
you get a
Everybody's
piece, you
in
can
it.
get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Oh, if I win, I win the month.
You're going
Right,
to
but
blow
what
this,
if you?
Mace. This is amazing.
What if we tie you? Then you don't get.
No,
the whole-
you've tied a month before, but you've never won outright.
Right.
So
Never
you
won
need to
outright.
win it
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Right, you need to win it outright.
Yeah, now everybody's ready for next week's Derby, right?
Yeah, not really.
That was the nice part of it.
No, not really.
So,
Not
Shadano,
really.
what's going on, man?
I'm good. How are you? I'm watching the draft. We're an hour and 7 minutes away, apparently.
Are you excited? Counting down to the draft?
No, not really.
No, not really.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot about the Lakers and Giannis today, though.
Okay,
No, not
so
really.
yeah, we played the Giannis thing earlier.
I don't want to give it all away, but we
All
can
right,
talk
we don't
about
have,
it.
we don't
Yeah,
have
we talk a
to.
little
We don't
bit.
even have to talk about it.
Because
if you
I've
don't
got
want to.
like a long thing. I want to break this thing down because I feel.
Yeah, and then we'll leave-
basically,
we'll leave it for you guys.
Here's my gist.
Yeah, just away.
We've lost our collective minds, is what I will say. That'll be the tease.
I know where you're going now.
Yeah.
Because sometimes our show finishes on a really bad note,
Yeah.
but it was about the journey.
Right.
It was about the journey
Yeah, yeah.
to the end of
Exactly.
the show. Yeah.
So anyway, Ireland, what were you going to say? Sorry.
I know that you have been beating the drum for Eric Spoelstra because you know him a little bit and you covered him in Miami. I think
I mean, I don't need to beat the drum. I mean, the guy's been the best coach in the sport for 3 or 4 years, according to the GMs, when they do that GMs thing every year.
that was last night one of the best coaching jobs I've ever seen in the NBA.
It was a master class, as we like to say on the afternoon
Now,
show.
point out the reasons.
The
for
biggest-
people who aren't wonky in the league, people.
Go ahead. You give your reasons, and I'll tell you what it-
I'll,
what
give,
it
I'll,
is.
I'll give you a couple of them out of the gate. Milwaukee, coming into this playoff series, was playing the best basketball of any team in the NBA.
Right.
They're really good. He not only came up with a game plan to completely rattle the Bucks, and he was able to get them late in most of these games, but, and this is why I think it was extraordinary, you know that he had 3 starters foul out before the overtime last night?
Their group out there at the end was so Kevin Love fouled out.
That's where I was going.
Kyle Lowry fouled out, and then
Bam Adebayo.
And Bam Adebayo fouled out. So go ahead, name the 5 that were on the floor at the
Well,
end.
I mean, it was guys like Max Strus and Gabe Vincent.
Cody
and-
Zeller.
Yeah, Cody Zeller came up with a big play.
Yeah.
That was, Mace, that was a G League team
outside of Jimmy Butler.
Right.
Yeah.
with Jimmy Butler in the end. Now,
in the overtime.
Right.
Mike Budenholzer made some mistakes. The biggest one, why wasn't Brook Lopez on the court for the last play of regulation?
And why didn't you call timeout with 5 seconds to go in regulation, too, when you got the ball? Or
Right.
0.5, sorry.
Right. But
You
that
at least hit
doesn't
one shot.
detract from the fact that Spoelstra he took a bunch of guys, put them with Jimmy Butler, and beat the number 1 seed in the NBA. I thought it was extraordinary. I think that based on resume, Greg Popovich might have a better resume than Eric Spoelstra, but I would pick Spoelstra to coach a game for my life right now.
Yes, I think he's the guy. I think Ty Lue's also in that conversation for me, like after Spoelstra, in regards to just one game and schematics. But the other thing he did yesterday was, you noticed there was a stretch kind of late third, early fourth where Jimmy wasn't doing the things he was doing early, started missing a few shots.
Right.
So what Spoelstra did was, Jimmy's not bringing up the ball. I'm going to have Bam bring up the ball because Bam can do it. And Bam got Jimmy like 3 straight looks, 3 straight possessions. They did high-low with the big man on the perimeter, bouncing it down to Jimmy Butler, cutting to the basket, and scored 3 straight possessions. Like, it's just insane what he comes up with.
By the way, guys, I thought Miami winning that series is a huge indictment on the value of the regular season.
Yeah,
I
first
think,
play-in team to win,
right,
first round.
And just simply because Miami just kind of put it on autopilot this year. They never played guys who were hurt. They made sure Jimmy Butler was healthy when they got to the postseason. And they said, we don't care that we're the 8th seed. And they knocked them out in 5 games.
They also had
It'd
the
be
most,
one thing to beat them in 7.
Yeah,
they beat them in 5.
They had the most collective games lost as far as players this year due to injuries. So, yeah, they had to play. But you know what? Playing all those different lineups and being 500, they also, John, were the best clutch team in the NBA this year. They had the most clutch games because they were in a dogfight every game because everybody was hurt all the time. So they had to be playing all these different lineups. But, yeah, they were awesome, and Mike Budenholzer has now lost twice to Eric Spoelstra in embarrassing fashion.
I think it's going to cost Mike Budenholzer his job.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Would you call Nick Nurse?
I would.
Nick Nurse, line 1.
There you go. That's what happens in the league.
Yeah.
Super crosstalk time. By the way, Game of Games.
I forgot about that. I thought we were doing that already.
Game of Games is powered by Call Jacob. Winning matters. That's why after an accident, you go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. By the way, it's not Super Crosstalk without Cappy.
Right. What a fortunate moment we find ourselves in.
Yeah. Are the Dodgers playing right now?
No, this
happened
earlier. We lost. Hit the Super Stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
There he is.
Hello, gentlemen.
What a fortunate moment. How you doing, man?
Really good. George and Johnny I also thought we were into Super Crosstalk. I'm talking into my microphone. I'm participating in the conversation.
Really? What'd you have to say?
Apparently I wasn't on.
Sorry. Yeah, did you have a Spoelstra? Did you want to do some schematics, draw up a play? What were you doing?
I was actually going to ask the question that you asked. Would you guys slow down for a second and give me some examples of what he did that, since I wasn't watching it?
Oh, were you not listening? We're not going to go through all of it again.
No, excellent. Yeah. Excellent. That was what I was going to ask. Guys, can I just tell you that the most interesting thing I heard today, the thing that I'm most interested in following up on.
Was it like ear candy? It's like it stuck with you?
All afternoon. I mean, it actually wasn't that long ago on the show.
All night long.
All night.
All night.
Oh.
Oh, Mason, there you go.
All night long.
Now you're part of the stupidity. This is how we do it in the afternoon.
Exactly. Random Lionel Richie.
Random phrase that makes you think
of
a
song.
I
love the Yeah, that's classic.
Good, Cap. Sorry.
But here's the deal. You ready? Bergman tells us all on air that at one time he was involved in a relationship, not a couple of dates.
Yeah.
A multi-year relationship.
So?
With an adult actress.
Yeah, with a sex worker.
I
don't say that.
want
Well, that's
more...
the way you're supposed to describe it now, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the PC way?
That's the
yeah.
PC way to say. Well, I don't know. That just sounds.
Yeah, you don't have to say
that sounds
porn
worse.
star anymore.
You don't say sport. You're supposed to say sex worker.
Wait, porn star is now politically incorrect?
Well, I don't know if it's. I think the actresses or actors prefer to be called
sex
either
workers,
sex workers, or sex actors, or sex actresses, or I
They
don't know.
do?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say you never know what to
this
call
is common
anybody now.
knowledge?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out unhoused. It's another term.
I don't even know what that is.
Struggle with. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, so Bergie here goes out with this girl who's in the industry for how
Yes.
long, Berg?
Like a year or two.
God, that's hot. So freaking hot, dude.
You're such a lecherous old man sometimes.
So hot.
Cappy, come on, man.
What? It's not hot?
Oh, it was fun.
Now, you made Bergman uncomfortable because now he's thinking, is he thinking of me or thinking of her?
I'm thinking of
I'm
her,
thinking of her.
but I'm happy for
Not
him.
really, though. You're
No,
also
I'm
thinking
happy.
of him.
True.
Yeah, I'm totally happy for
Does
Bergie.
that make me delicious?
Cappy, do you believe?
That's
do you
a good
believe
drop.
he really never saw her work?
I don't believe that. And I thought the question was, did you watch her work while you were dating her? Answer no. Okay, maybe I could buy that. But after you're done with the relationship, don't you have to go back and compare notes?
No.
I don't believe this one bit.
After you broke up with her,
Wait,
you
why would I
still
wanna see
didn't
it
go back and
afterward?
look
Yeah,
her
no,
look
that,
her
that's,
resume?
that's just a glutton for punishment, I would say. So I would agree with Greg. Why would you want to do that? But Cappy is a glutton for punishment. There's no question.
Bergie, let me ask you a question. When you guys would get together, would you say things like, "How was your day at work?" Like, tell me about it. like, let me hear about your day at work.
No, I try to stay away from
'Cause
all of that.
really-
It's more of a compartmentalization thing.
Really, Pornhub was her resume.
Well, we didn't have to say it's on that. There's other avenues.
Well,
I've asked
other
Bergie.
channels?
I asked Bergie to give me her name.
Yeah.
He actually told me he won't give me her name because he's afraid I'd say it on the air.
you would.
I wouldn't. Well, hold on.
Sedano.
I would, but if you told me not to, I wouldn't. But
That's not
I don't
true
care.
either.
I just want to see it myself. I want to be like, wow, Bergie dated her. Wow.
And you're just going to be
even
jealous,
worse.
going like, wow. He's got a newfound respect for you, Bergie.
Wow, totally.
There's no question about that. Do you hear like the sound and the tones in his voice? He
Right,
cannot
envy.
believe you
That's the
dated
sound.
someone.
That
like
is
The
pure
sound of
How
jealousy.
could that
Greg.
happen?
That's right. But what I can't figure out is that you're going out with this person for well over a year. She
Yeah.
goes to work, and I would have a million questions
She's
for her
just
every
punching
day.
the clock.
Because you're insecure like that.
Right.
Bergie's
No, but
not.
is that insecure?
She-
Is that insecure?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was. I actually looked at it the opposite direction, George. I looked at it as security. Like, hey, tell me about your day. Well, there was
Scott,
A, B,
you
C, D, and
freak
E.
out over like you freak out pretty easily. Like I feel like that would sound cool to you at first, and then the more and more details you'd get, the more and more insecure
Right,
you'd
because
get.
she'd say things like, "Oh, honey, I had a long day." Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't she not
Yeah.
say something
Yeah.
like
And,
that?
and you know how many different variations of that can go in your head?
Yeah.
Right? Like, come on.
I couldn't do it.
You would be tormented, Cap, within weeks.
But I gotta say that if I knew I wasn't marrying her, and it was just a dating situation,
Right.
I would think of it as being like ultra smoking hot.
I think you're already thinking of it. I can
Yeah,
tell
I
by
mean,
the
you're
tone in
already
your voice.
there, man.
True.
Hey, let me ask you guys something.
You just created his fantasy, Bergman, for tonight.
Hey, congratulations.
Now,
Cappy.
when Rachel, he wants to know because he's already told us, as you know, John, that him and Rachel search for Hot and Steamy on Netflix.
God bless him.
And so maybe that's what he was
Do you,
looking
hey,
for.
Cap,
Bergman.
do you guys watch Sex Life?
I've only seen a couple episodes. She likes it too. But
The second
yeah.
season was not as good as the first.
By the way, we can't talk trash TV today. Even
Oh,
though
yeah.
I was
Jerry
just going to
Springer-
ask you about that.
Even though Jerry Springer passed away.
Because they did it on the morning show?
Because they did it on
Oh,
Travis
right,
and
they did a
Sliwa.
snake
What'd they do?
Can't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know,
So
what is the do any of you like
They own the rights to trash TV.
I
now.
openly admit that
And
I
food.
watch more trashy TV than any human
you
alive.
are the king,
Yeah,
but
you
do
are the
you,
king.
George, watch any?
not that much. I mean, there.
Does Kelly?
You know which? Occasionally.
She doesn't watch Housewives?
No.
She watched Bachelor?
We used to watch together The Real Housewives of Atlanta because that was the
Atlanta.
most scandalous of them all.
Oh,
And
no.
and
The Salt Lake City's got them beat now.
and
No way, Salt Lake.
Well,
Oh, wait till you see it,
and
Cap.
I got hooked on it. We started watching it together because they were married to athletes at the beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just wanted to see that part of it. But Temptation Island back in the day.
Sure.
That was really
Love Temptation Island.
sleazy.
That was right up the MILF Manor alley.
Yeah,
MILF Manor, super
the original like Real World, like the first couple. Like,
but see, those weren't trashy.
So true story.
No, they weren't trashy. They were
I guess
like
they were.
Mason and
I.
Mason and I had a kid working on our show back when we were in San Diego.
Yeah.
Mason nicknamed him Little Charger Boy because he was a big Charger fan.
Oh, that's funny.
And a kid named Matt Simon, really good guy, and he was a young guy. He wanted to hang around the show, so he was with us for 4 or 5 years when he was like going through college. So he leaves us to start his life and goes out in the world. And the next thing we know, he's on the cast of Real World San Diego.
Yeah.
No, was he Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Real World Hawaii.
And he was like one of the original first Real World people.
Very
I
early
totally
in the
lost
game.
touch with him. Do you still talk to him?
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah.
I would love to have been at Real World Hawaii, though. That
was a great.
Yeah.
But what about was trash TV though? So Jerry
Springer's the king of the
Springer's
heat.
the king.
But back then, and I want to say like the mid '90s,
Morton Downey Jr.
Morton Downey Jr. was amazing back in the old
great.
school. But Morton Downey Jr., Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, all these kinds of daytime talk shows.
Yeah.
Is that trash TV,
Yes.
or are we talking about reality?
No,
like
no.
Housewives?
It could be
Those are all what we're talking about.
Either or.
It could be either or.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of them are talk show style, and some of them are just like
reality
stuff
style.
John watches.
Yeah, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians is trash TV.
Now, is it really trash?
Yes.
It seems like
yeah.
a classy.
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes
It's
yesterday.
a classy version of trash TV, isn't it?
Maybe.
Isn't it like upper shelf?
Only because they're literally selling you stuff on the
No,
show.
but I mean, like if you were in a bar, that's like top shelf.
Yeah, that would be like the Grand Marnier or the Macallan.
Exactly.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Cap, you know how this goes, and George, you too. We spend a lot of times in hotel rooms where they don't have a very good selection on the TV.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was in Memphis, and I was writing an email for you guys for the show, and there was nothing on TV. So I put on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and it was so weird because Tristan Thompson was staying right across the hall from me.
Right.
And he was the focus of this particular
Oh, my goodness.
because, he has a child with Chloe. I think
Chloe,
two children with Chloe. Yeah. But it was so weird. I'd be like, wait a minute. I just saw him at breakfast, and now he's on this show.
That's weird.
And the other thing that keeps watching that show is Kim is so telegenic. I mean, it's just ridiculous. She might be like one of the best-looking people ever to appear on television. So once you start watching, you can't take your eyes off her.
So I don't know Tristan Thompson's background with the Kardashians until you just said he's got 2 kids with
Chloe. One of there are 4 or 5 Kardashian
They
girls.
were married, yeah.
And
now I heard he broke her heart at some point.
Multiple times, allegedly.
All these girls have had their hearts broken, but they, in many cases, get back together with the guys that do it. And I think they're in a good place now. I think.
I don't know the
Chloe and Tristan are.
I only saw Tristan.
When Chloe was married to
the other
Lamar
building the other
Odom, we had her on the show, and she was a really good sport.
Yeah, I have
She
no
was great.
recollection of that.
You have no. One time, Mason declared, he goes,
I
go,
never
well,
watched
we've
the
had,
show, so.
We've had Kim Kardashian on the show twice, and Mason pounds
way.
on the table and says, I have never spoken to Kim Kardashian.
Never.
And Jorge found.
I still don't believe it.
Jorge found an old clip where
Not
Kim
the same story.
Yeah, where
I
Kim
still don't- I
Kardashian
still
is
don't believe
directly talking to you.
Yeah, I still do not believe Kim Kardashian was
By the
on
way,
this show.
how did Pepe feel about the loss?
Jorge,
in
find
Memphis?
the old Kim
That's what I wanna
Kardashian
know.
clip.
Yeah, I've not talked to Pepe
Did
yet.
you talk to Pepe? You talked to
About-
Pepe about the Memphis game, the last game in Memphis?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I would imagine that
I
was
know
his reaction.
Pepe will be on tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to talk to Pepe tomorrow.
He talked to
All
he
right.
talked about Michael's
Now,
performance
Mace, how
last
sure
night.
Ay, 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 Michael.
Was your voice going the other night?
No.
Oh, because
Michael was really sick.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I thought it was, you both sounded a little raspy, so that's why I was curious.
Yeah, I was okay, but he was sick, and Billy Mack was sick.
I was, you know what it was? It was the home game.
Right.
I heard at the end. I could have sworn maybe it was just the way your microphone was set
Yeah,
up.
it could have been.
It because you both sounded raspy.
And
to
by
me.
the way, at the end of that game, that was like overtime and crazy and everything else. Mace, you're fairly certain you've never spoken to Kim Kardashian?
I'm very certain it's never happened.
George?
I only TiVo 5 shows. And my guilty pleasure in
TiVo.
life is Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That is one of the 5 shows I TiVo.
Well, let me tell you, you're on it right now because my cameras are filming me, and you guys are on it.
Perfect.
Oh, this is
All right, this might be the
this is a
highlight
great
of my
moment,
broadcasting
great
career.
moment in our life.
Seriously, how much weed
You
do
were
you
on.
smoke?
May you weren't really on the show.
And
They
by the
cut you
way,
out.
she was on with us twice. That was just one of the 2.
How long ago was that you were TiVoing rather than DVRing?
Oh, my God.
That's true. We
Said to be the
No,
early 2000s.
when did Keep It
TiVo
Up
go out?
starting?
Yeah,
When
This is Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's key.
Yeah.
That's key.
He used to be a
Mid-90s?
neighbor to the Kardashians.
No. He did.
Would we ever be able to get her on again, Bergman?
No.
Is she too
Probably
big now?
not. Yeah, she's way
on
too
Mace on this show, like on a sports radio show, no chance.
I don't think it's impossible.
I don't think it's impossible.
Somebody.
She was at the
FaceTime
game
her.
the other night.
I know. I saw her.
Yeah.
FaceTime her.
Walked right
Come
by
on.
me.
Yeah, I don't have her number.
Here's the weird thing about Kim Kardashian and other really big stars.
What would you talk to her about at this stage?
Kim, I really am. I almost walked up to her in the press room one night.
Yeah.
And here's what I was going to say. Tell me if this would have been a good approach. Kim, I love everything you've been doing with criminal justice reform.
She says,
that would have,
Mace,
don't you think that would have
she
opened
says
the
she would
conversation?
give up her media career to become an attorney.
Yeah, she's been trying, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, and she went
You're
and
asking the
visited
wrong person.
with President Trump, but then she came out against him, so now he won't talk to her anymore.
Yeah, but she did like free somebody who was
Yes.
like unjustly.
Yes.
If I get
imprisoned.
unjustly
Don't you
in
think
prison, I'm hiring Kim K
That
as
would-
my
that-
attorney.
Don't you think that was a good approach?
That would put her at ease, I would imagine, in the conversation, because I bet you nobody ever says
You know
that.
what my next line would have been?
What?
Can we get a selfie?
Was it her or was it Brittany that you were in the background of a selfie?
Oh, it was
That
Brittany.
was Brittany.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At the Laker game, I remember.
I looked great.
You
in
did
that
look great
picture.
in that picture.
Yeah, I looked great. My
Yeah.
hair was on fleek.
You
I looked
actually,
really
and you
good.
were dressed like an adult that day?
I was.
Yeah.
I always dress like an adult when I go to
The
Laker
game.
games. Yeah.
You dress like kind of like an adult
Although
today.
I'm generally dressed like an adult.
more lately.
Yeah, lately you've taken it to the
I'm
next
wearing
level.
my jacket game.
It's a
is
nice
up.
jacket.
Yeah.
Is
It's
that
nice
a
and it matches.
reversible jacket?
No, it's not. It's got
It's
blue lining.
No, I think that's a reversible jacket, and you
You
just
could
don't
wear
know
flannel
it.
on the other side.
Take your Mace. Take it off.
Flip it out.
I
See,
don't think that's.
No, I have one just like it. I'm pretty sure that's a reversible
This is,
jacket.
by the way, from my designer.
Okay, so put it on.
I'm a song.
can you zip it the other way?
No, I'm going to show you
Amazon.
right now. Put it on that way.
Oh, it's actually kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
It's flannel looking.
Yeah,
Can I
that.
zip it the other way?
Try it.
No.
No.
Oh, all right. So it just has a good lining.
But you still could do it.
I would wear
You
it.
could
like
get away with
this.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Just
got
take the tag
you got
off.
the pockets on the outside.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, it would
pockets
work.
on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my jacket game is really, really.
And you've
it's
already
all
proven
sleeves.
you're not afraid to wear things inside out.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is true.
What do you got? Are you just doing draft or no?
No, we're
All
talking
draft.
basketball.
Who's on the clock?
Yeah, I mean, we'll mention when people get drafted or whatever. I do want to talk about Bryce Young, though, because he's a local kid. I do want
Yeah.
to talk about him before he gets picked.
Short guy.
Yeah.
I would take him though. I love him. I love his game. Love the way his demeanor. Like everything about him.
We can get into it a little later, but I'm with you. Like, I think that the film doesn't lie, man. The kid's been really good at every level. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. What about you, Cappy? Do you have anything good for today?
Well, this will be of interest to you later, Mace.
Okay.
I want you to tune in. You remember how you were going to get a physical and you were very nervous about it?
I was, yeah.
Same situation for me. And I was so nervous that I may have made a little bit of a mess of the waiting room.
How so?
Yeah, I'll have to just leave it
Oh, yeah,
there.
I'll explain
and
it
we'll have to
All right.
get
I'll
to
stay
it later.
tuned.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
after
please do.
I listen
After
to PTI.
I
Yeah,
will be
right.
listening. I listen every day. I
PTI
listen.
may have been off today for the draft. I don't know.
That's
I
true. They were
listen
off, actually.
for the
Now you gotta
stupidity.
listen to us.
We're back tomorrow for. We'll get you ready for game number 6, the closeout game for the Lakers. In the meantime, it's Shadano and Cappy. Don't forget, Super Crosstalk is brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Southern California chill all season long. See you tomorrow.